Let's make incredibly delicious, moist, flavorful, citrusy lemon cake. This is one of my mom's vintage recipes, I should say. At least once a year I have to make this cake because it's just a must cake to make at least once, and it always happens to be spring. I don't know what's with spring and lemons, but this cake I always make springtime. Simple ingredients: butter. I'm gonna use entire 227 grams, but you can go with 200 grams, it will still turn out amazing. 3/4 cup sugar, granulated white, regular sugar. We will need 1 cup of sour cream, preferably ingredients room temperature. Cup size 250 ml, 1.5 cups of flour, a teaspoonful of baking powder. I'll add it to the to the flour, and a pinch of salt that I forgot. It's fixable. A little bit vanilla extract, 4 eggs, again room temperature, but we're separating yolks from whites. Okay, let's get started. First, I'm gonna beat the butter until it's fluffy, light, and pale in color, and then add my sour cream, 4 egg yolks. What else? Flour, vanilla extract, and we're almost done with layer part. Okay, let's get started. Butter, sugar go in with paddle attachment. You want to make sure to whip it properly. A few minutes. Let me turn this off. While this is mixing, I'm gonna go ahead and separate egg whites from egg yolks, and 2 of the egg whites I'm gonna use for the frosting. It's gonna have meringue frosting, lemon meringue frosting, and the other 2 I'm just gonna save, but all the egg yolks we're using for the batter, cake batter. Oh, these 2 for the frosting, and the rest will go here. This looks pale enough. I'm gonna start adding egg yolks 1 at a time and on a slow speed. And of course, after egg yolks, sour cream goes next. I'm gonna add all the sour cream at once, the whole thing. Mix it a few more minutes, like a minute or so, and then in one addition, I'll add all the flour, mix another 2 to 3 minutes, everything combined, the batter is ready. Oh, don't forget the vanilla extract, a teaspoonful or so. And if you want to make it even more simple without meringue frosting, at this stage you will add entire zest of the 1 lemon, or the zest of 1 entire lemon, and you can also squeeze some of the juice. Just bake it, it will be very soft, delicious cake, just the cake. But we're gonna go further. I'm not adding lemon because I'll have that in my meringue frosting. As soon as you see the flour has combined completely, just stop. Don't overbake, don't overmix, and don't overbake either. This looks perfect. I'm gonna scrape the sides one more time, one last time, and probably I'll finish mixing with my spatula. Done. One last final mix, and I lined my baking pans, a 9-inch baking pan, with parchment paper because this is very sticky, very soft. Okay, I'll bring the pans, divide into 3 equal parts, bake about 20 to 25 minutes, and it's ready. I'm gonna eyeball it and it will work perfect. just as always. I mean, it's easy to eyeball into 3 portions and it doesn't have to be all equal. I'm gonna spread out nice and even thin layers. And if you didn't notice, I sprayed some oil in my pan so the parchment paper doesn't move too much, doesn't wiggle too much. I'll bake all 3 of them at one time. They should fit. In a regular oven, they should fit. About 20 minutes. If you're baking 1 layer, you will have to bake at least 35 to 40 minutes. For 2 layers, 25 to 30 minutes, something like that. I baked this 22 minutes and looking at the color, it looks ready. And they are thin enough, so 20 minutes should be enough. The layers are very fragile, very soft, so you want to let them cool down completely before you remove them from the pan. So while these are cooling down, remember those egg whites, the 2 egg whites and ½ cup of sugar, a little bit of vanilla. I'm gonna whisk this together until it's stiff and very bright white color, just like the meringue. Usually when you make a meringue, you add the sugar a little bit at a time. This is not that meringue. This will beat to a perfect meringue even if you don't do that special step, whisk attachment. I'll add the vanilla at the very end. I'm using an entire lemon zest and I mean the whole lemon, included everything. My mom would grind this in her meat grinder and we would even feel those tiny pieces of lemon bites. It was so good. I don't want to take out my meat grinder for this. I'm thinking I'm doing for the first time. Let's see how it turns out. I'm gonna blend it in my blender. It will be more liquidy than if you would grind it with meat grinder and you would have like solid small pieces. But since my children, either way, they don't like anything with small pieces in it, I'm gonna go with 1 large lemon, but I may not add the entire lemon. I mean, we have a stiff meringue, and if you keep adding a lot of liquid to this, it's gonna eventually end up being very runny and not proper. That's why I'm gonna go by eyeballing. Probably since the lemon is large, I'll add half of it. I'll see. I'm gonna go by consistency, by structure of my meringue frosting. Okay, let's see what it comes up to. I'm gonna go ahead and blend the entire lemon and see what happens. Okay, this way. To be honest, I'm very happy with the result. It's not very liquidy. It does have a few chunks of lemon and I'll go ahead and remove those. But other than that, I was expecting a lemon smoothie and I thought it's not gonna work. Why am I doing this? But apparently this is a very good thick mixture. But still I'm gonna add a little bit at a time and remove any big, huge, large chunks of lemon. Will you eat a cake with these pieces of lemon?
No.
No, okay. He's a normal kid. Okay. Very gently and lightly. He's waiting for his meringue whisk. Okay. Hold on, let me give the child his best friend. Is this good?
Yeah.
Thank you, Beck, for taking it. Hmm?
Thank you.
You're welcome. And gently just fold it in. Not to kind of deflate or destroy all that stiff meringue. A little bit more. And layers are fully and completely cooled down. I'm adding the entire lemon. It looks so good, so thick, not liquidy at all. So this is the texture you're looking for. Look, it's not super runny, it's still thick and spreadable. And at this point, you have to hurry and spread this on your layers, or else it may go very liquidy. You know, meringue is very with attitude. I'll put just a little bit here so they don't move too much. And it doesn't have to be on the right side. I mean, it doesn't matter on what side. Generously. And the last layer. And I remember we had to wait at least one day before we were allowed to taste the cake, because my mom would say it needs to absorb all that lemon meringue. But these days we don't have that much patience. We just spread the cake, the frosting, and eat it. It absorbs very quickly. And I'm gonna spread the sides too. Looks like it's ready. It may not look like the most lemony, but trust me, when you taste the meringue or even that smell of lemon, the entire lemon, it's something. It's so delicious. I'm gonna finish that meringue by myself. And if you want your cake to look more festive, this is completely optional. I baked some meringue pieces, or meringue kisses, I mean, not pieces. Well, they turn out like meringue pieces. Big or small, doesn't matter. I'm gonna cover the entire cake with the meringue kisses. And the sides, I wasn't lazy. Yesterday night, I made some candied lemon slices. Look at this. They are so delicious. Cup of sugar, cup of water, bring it to a boil, simmer a few minutes, and then drop the slices of lemon. 2 to 3 minutes. Take them out, let them cool down and dry out overnight. Probably it will take a day, but since I was in a hurry, I turned the oven 190, I believe, Fahrenheit, and let them dry slow and low. This is so delicious. I'm gonna cover the sides with these lemon pieces, just like so, and the top with meringue kisses. And the meringue doesn't have to be all perfect and nice looking, as long as it's a meringue. It goes so well with the crunch and lemon zest, the tanginess and the sweetness of the meringue. It's like heaven. I don't know why every time I make meringue, especially meringue kisses, I associate that look with pansies. I mean, those two go together so fluently. So I was able to find a couple of these beautiful flowers. They are edible. They are completely safe, safe to eat and look at. I'm gonna put some of those flowers, and it's completely optional, just a few. The moment of truth. I'm gonna show you how tender and delicious this is. I can show you how delicious it is. I mean, look, it already absorbed all that lemony meringue. It's so soft and moist. It just melts in your mouth and disappears. So delicious. And the meringue crunch. Amazing. So the recipe link will be in the description. You guys try it. Let me know how you liked it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Delicious.